Hmm.
Hi, everybody. Welcome. So I am wanting to introduce Michael, my dear friend Michael,
Hmm.
who is a really special healer, really beautiful human. He has a, a depth of presence and consciousness that um, just permeates everything he does in this
Hmm.
life. And I'm super grateful to be able to host him in the city coming up in the Ottawa area in at the end of June. And it's very fascinating and synchronistic timing because we have been back and forth looking into ways to create a workshop together um, with body work, consciousness work, um, just like we have a lot of very similar pathways in our diving into the healing arts uh, that have followed similar paths over many years. And so we've always wanted to teach workshops and run retreats together, and timing has just been weaving its way to this moment
Hmm.
when he just happens to be passing through the northeastern part of North America at a very precise moment where my teenagers are going to be with their father, and it just happened to be like very synchronistic. So we're going to be holding a 2 full day workshop at the
Hmm.
end of June, and then at the end of that, a powerful healing session that will be open to everyone, even those who have not come to the 2 day workshop. But I just wanted to introduce him because, many of the folks I know in the region don't know you. So if you want to say
Yeah.
a little bit about yourself, Michael, and
Yeah.
welcome.
Thank you. Just as you're talking, the wind is just like amping up here as though like something beautiful is underway. Yeah, the healing arts has been a huge part of my personal journey. Acupuncture, craniosacral therapy, rolfing, work with the nervous system and with trauma. Lots of meditation in India, and it's just like you, just this fusion of life leads to just an offering with a lot of integrity and a lot of devotion and a lot of love. So yeah, I love how healing work really unlocks who I am, where I get to meet somebody's deeper self through a deeper part of myself that needs to be online, that in order to really show up and be present. So I love the opportunity to be present and just this opportunity to be with you. I like the first time I ever met Miracle, she was facilitating a little acupuncture journey and she needled right here, I remember. And then later that weekend, we held a group space where we were working on like 20 to 40 individuals. And it was just so palpable, so beautiful. Just the weaving that was so natural between us. So I've been wanting to work with you in this capacity for years. And I feel so much aliveness around the possibility of creating beauty that can ripple into so many people's lives. So thank you for your interest, everybody, and what will be a really beautiful offering.
Thank you. Yes, that was in 2019 in Joshua Tree, California, and um, yeah, this thread has just continued since then in this deepening and deepening in our own craft and our own awakening journey, our own consciousness journey, has, as we all are on this human journey, there's a lot of um, powerful opportunities to deepen into ourselves and to experience this world in different ways. So healing work has been a super powerful anchor for me with craniosacral, with myofascial, with connecting into the tissue of the body
Mhm.
allows this access point to really witnessing so much beyond the physical.
Yeah.
It's very hard to express that when people ask like, "Oh, what do you do?"
Mhm.
And you say body work. It doesn't really relay level of depth that can be found in the tissue.
Yeah.
So just the what we want to teach in this workshop is access to a practitioner, a very advanced practitioner, a very new practitioner, or even anyone out in the general public who wants to learn how to work with tissue in a way that they're meeting the tissue through the awareness, through the consciousness, and they're really
Mhm.
anchoring deeply into the true nature before even touching the other body. So
Yes.
our workshop, yeah, you continue because I can hear your thoughts.
Yeah. The body is a bunch of interwoven layers, and oftentimes people just think it's merely physical, but there's truth to the energetic and the emotional and the astral and the ancestral, and all these different aspects are available in the fascia, in the bones, in the organs. And it's like starting to rain really hard here. It's beautiful. I should switch a little. I don't know if you can see any of that, but just
Wow,
stay green.
looks
Yeah,
bright.
yeah, we within our fascia we get this yes. We feel it. It's the voice of our intuition, the voice of our higher selves, and we can become available to that presence more and more. And if this yes within me says this a yes to a client or a being that I encounter, then healing can happen. Then there's a meeting. So I think you're speaking to how to trust in your own capacity to know that there is a yes or a no or a maybe with another being, to actually really be available. And that availability is largely within the fascia and the organs and the bones of the body, I feel, which different acupuncture points or junctures to, or the craniosacral system is an access point to. And we can touch the physical tissue, but underneath or within the physical tissue is electricity, is chemistry, is consciousness, is blood flow, is fluid dynamics. There's so many different maps of looking at the body, to access deeper layers beyond the physical. And I think that like a way that we both work is that we're aiming to work on somebody's intentions beyond the physical. Because merely the physical, we can put a band-aid on somebody's wound, and sometimes that's what's needed. But why does a pain pattern even arise in the first place?
Mm-hmm.
Many reasons for it. And what emotions are trapped there? Like what ancestral history is leading to that unwinding or that journey in the womb or through pregnancy or whatever to manifest in something that can just be seen as a physical injury is it's limited. So in this training, the scope of what we're going to be trying to transmit um, will be beyond physical, and it's all living in the tissues. It can all be accessed. It's all movement of consciousness and energy. So really, it's namaste. It's the highest within me can really bow to the highest within you, the client, the patient, the student, and we're all students. We're all learning together. And yeah, that's what it's all about is that meeting place. How do we find that? How do we train our hands and our beings to be receptive and to really listen? Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, and what you speak about with the yes and the no, it's so accessible to have an awareness of when the body is saying yes and when the body is saying no in a
Hmm.
very nonverbal way. And so
Hmm.
that's one of the things that we're hoping to assist the collective to start to be attuned to, because when we can be um, attuned to a very subtle awareness of a yes, maybe, or a no, then the way we navigate the world, like with other humans, becomes so much more gentle and so much more accessible. It like opens in a different way than what can happen if we are kind of pushing into the nose in our life. We start to just find the openings and just know where they are. And it's also very helpful for this culture and society and way that we are in this world where there is a lot of ancestral trauma, where there is a lot of trauma in the general population, and where there are a lot of boundaries that are not always spoken, but they are very much in the tissue. And when we can learn how to um, weave through this in a really safe and gentle way, then it allows a person's nervous system to downregulate so profoundly. It can allow someone to access a part of their own inner being that they have never even known that they have access to.
Yeah. That's good.
Um, and so that's a really big piece of this kind of introductory training. We're not going to go into really heavy technical techniques, although we are going to show really beautiful cranial techniques that are very accessible to everyone, really
Hmm.
beautiful myofascial techniques, and also a lot of consciousness techniques for the self
Hmm. Yeah.
that can be used, and somatics that can be used in ways that an individual can integrate their own inner waves to
Yeah.
still the self and then be accessible for the other. So, yeah, feel free to like bounce off that if you want to share anything else.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And I love how it's all going to culminate in a group healing ceremony, kind of like what we did 5 years ago. Just the potency of whatever arises, and we'll get to know different individuals in the space and what's needed and different techniques that can help, and just growing in intimacy together and actually being able to work on every individual, um, having different guided practices of meditation or yoga, qigong, or whatever is needed to allow us to listen more clearly and precisely to what's present, and to be in a flow space with a plan, but also very adaptable to what the group needs and what can be shared. Because really, 2 days isn't a very long time to convey even a fraction of all the thousands of hours of trainings that both of us have done and thousands of clients that we've touched. It's just it can be guided by what's needed, and that's beautiful. And creating that consecrated together container together, um, what needs to manifest will, and I trust that, and it's beautiful. So hopefully through this you can take home more of a confidence in your own touch and your own hands. Some very effective techniques for working on yourself and on others that work quickly to downregulate the nervous system and shift us from sympathetic to parasympathetic, where we can just breathe. And yeah, I feel a curiosity and an excitement about what can manifest And yeah, it's just beautiful. Anything to
Hmm.
piggyback on that?
No, I mean, I feel like we probably covered it all, and the 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 workshop's going to be in Ottawa, Ontario. The healing session will be available to anyone who wishes to join. Well, I mean, of course, there's a limit to the space, how many people will fit in the space, but it's welcome to anyone who wasn't part of the workshop as well. Um, we probably have room for about 10 to 15 individuals in the training. It's going to depend on like the sizing of the venue.
Mm,
And then there'll be more room for people for the healing session because there is a bit more space for people to lie on yoga mats on the floor. The healing session will be about like at least 2 hours of just
mm,
receiving from both Michael and myself.
mm,
On the 28th, that'll be on the Sunday between 6 and 8 p.m.
mm,
Um, yeah, possibly going a little later than that. So make sure you have spaciousness and it will be like yeah, we've witnessed it before in multiple different settings with multiple different ways and practitioners, and it's always extremely powerful what can move
mm,
through the bodies, and especially that a majority of the individuals who'll be there will have been with us all weekend. So that'll be really beautiful as well because there's going to be this coherent field that will already have been created. So you're welcome to join us, and
yes.
please reach out if you're interested in this offering. If you have any questions about specifics, feel free to reach out.
Mm, yeah,
Do you have
thank you
anything else
so
to say?
much. Yeah, just thank you for existing, for being, and I'm excited to get to know you all and to share and to learn from you all. And just really grateful for the opportunity to create this space with you, Miracle. Just trusting in the beauty of it and offering all the fruits of it, all the karma, all the thoughts, words, actions, emotions, everything to the trees behind us, to life just here for the well-being of all. That's what this can be for all of us. It's just life can be a ceremony, it can be a prayer. Maybe this can invite more of that so that we can really be ourselves and create ripples of beauty in our lives. Thank you all so much. And thank you, Miracle, for
Thank
this.
you, Michael. And absolutely, we would love to meet you and to see you. And yeah, sending our love. This is
Mm,
our wish for humanity, and our dream for the collective is that all beings can access the subtle in order to weave through this world in a really beautiful way. And the the blessings that come through when we can access these aspects of ourself are beyond comprehension. So,
mm.